Now, Gemma Atkinson's known for her roles in the likes of Hollyoaks and Emmerdale, as well, of course, reaching the Strictly final alongside Aliash. It was there she met her fiancé, pro dancer Gorka. They've since become parents, and now Gemma's releasing her latest book, The Ultimate Body Plan for New Mums. And it's brilliant. Good morning, Gemma. You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Now, firstly, how's little Mia?
Oh, she's fine. Well, you say, look, she's nearly 3.
I was just going to say, I keep thinking of her as being a little baby, and then look at her. Oh, gosh, she's grown up and so gorgeous. Look at her. But she's part of the reason this book has come about, obviously.
Yes.
Now, let's just be very clear. This is not a book about trying to snap back into shape or indeed even using that term.
No.
It's the opposite of that, in fact.
Yeah. It was kind of, when I announced I was pregnant, I had so many questions of, are you worried about how you're going to look after? And there was even someone kept messaging me, R.I.P. Gemma's body. And I thought, there's so much emphasis on the physical changes, but there's not really anything on, you know, obviously the emotional and the mental, and because it's a lot having a child. It's the biggest trauma or workout.
Particularly your first, when it is a complete shock to the system.
Everything is frightening. And so I just wanted to, I mean, I call it my baby Bible. I just wanted something that was warts and all the good stuff, all the stuff no one tells you about. And yeah, not snapping back, just feeling yourself again, remembering you were someone before you were a mum.
Yeah, and you feel you can do that within about 12 weeks, really, where you can start to at least get back on track to how you maybe felt before.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do any exercise. I was given the go-ahead after 12 weeks, but Mia was about 16 weeks old, just because I was loving being in that bubble of living in my pyjamas, not washing my hair. And my mum said to me, you can always go back to you doing your training or your yoga. Mia's always never going to be this small again. She's like, so don't rush it just to snap back, as people are saying it. Just enjoy your time with her. And I'm so glad I had that time at home, just hibernating with her.
Absolutely. And just having the confidence to do that, because like you say, a lot of people maybe do feel this crazy pressure to sort of go back to the way it was before, and it never ever works out that way, as we all know. But it's a very honest account of various emotions and how you felt throughout the pregnancy and post-baby. I mean, the birth itself was a tough one for you, Gemma, unfortunately.
And that was another thing. I was like, I'm going to have a natural water birth and I want music playing, and and my mum was like, just see on the day, just see what happens.
Your mum sounds like a wise woman.
Yeah. But no, I had to have an emergency C-section. Mia just wasn't ready to come out. She was being quite stubborn, bless her. I think that's the Spanish dad side of her, I always say. But her heart rate dropped, so it was an emergency C-section, and then I had postpartum hemorrhage afterwards. So, yeah, it was very frightening, and it's strange. 2 or 3 days after we came home, I remember saying to Gorka, I'm not going through this again. There's no way I can do that again. Whereas now, seeing Mia and seeing how she is and having my little buddy, I'd go through it all again tomorrow for another little healthy baby.
It's Mother Nature's way of weirdly allowing you to forget some of the tougher parts, isn't it? It's interesting, though, and it isn't something that we maybe talk about loads, but you mentioned that moment of suddenly you've got this little baby, but your partner, Gorka, was off on tour and his life continues as it does, and you're here with this little baby.
Not knowing what to do.
Next. I'm saying all of this knowing exactly how you felt. I was exactly the same myself. And there was a weird sort of jealousy, maybe sounds too strong a word, but there was that element of, well, your life is carrying on as normal.
Definitely. I mean, he had to go on tour when she was 3 days old. And again, he got grief for it. Who chooses work over the child? But he was contractually, he had a contract. And it wasn't just his show, it was, you know, production that he'd be letting down. And yeah, it was kind of, obviously, he has to keep the social going for his show and get the tickets sold. So I was looking at all the stuff online of him and Giovanni and Aliash all together. And I was sat at home with my stitches and, you know, the nurses coming round to change my dressing, Mia crying. And I was just like, oh, my gosh, this is my life now. And nothing's changed for him. And I remember speaking to my mum about it. And she was saying, well, typically the guys go back to work. Things change. Obviously, there's lots of people in different situations. Some people are parenting on their own. And she said, it's just something, it's your situation, you deal with it. But then during the tour, it was Gio. Giovanni texted me and said, Gorka's not been himself, just letting you know. And I FaceTimed him and they were all out one night, all the lads, and he was in the hotel on his own. And he just got really upset. He said, I don't want to be here. I want to be at home with you and our baby. And it just dawned on me that it's just as tough for the partner who goes back to work than it is for the partner who's at home. You kind of resent each other's situations a little bit. But it was that case of as soon as he came off tour, I said, there you go. And I just went and lay.
But luckily enough, you have that ability to openly talk,
Yeah,
you know, and
talking,
and that's
you have to.
very much... the two of you have been like that from the very beginning. I think it's why you clearly clicked the first time that you met.
Yeah, I think if you know, we met in the August and we were friends, and then it was the February the following year we got together. So I think we do have that solid foundation of, because we were friends first.
Yeah.
It's easier to be so much more open with each other. And I'm extremely lucky, you know, my mum, Sandra, and stepdad, Peter, they're both retired and they live 10 minutes away.
Oh, that's good.
So they help. And my sister, her 3 children are grown up, so she's on hand. So I'm so lucky. I know a lot of parents don't have the help. And I take my hat off to anyone who parents, because it's tough.
Absolutely.
It's so tough.
Very,
I mean, it's
very.
so rewarding, but there is times as well when you think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What do I do with this little human? I've got to keep them alive.
Yeah,
and it's tough.
I've got to look after them.
Yeah.
I do. Well, we know he loves you very much because Gorka told us.
Oh, really?
Hi baby, it's me. I know you today on Lorraine, so I just want to say that I'm super proud of you. Can't wait till your book come out and everybody can read it and know all the stories and everything about it. So yeah, just want to say I love you and I'm very proud of you.
Oh, bless him.
Isn't that nice?
Bless him. He's so sweet. Do you know what? He's been like that since day one. I don't know if it's because he's Spanish, but he's so, like, romantic and lovely, whereas I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I need to be more Gorka.
No, that's why it works. It works. Before I let you go, I have to ask about Tina Turner.
Oh,
and
yes,
how
the
she's
chance.
helping you daily.
She is, yeah. Years ago, I did a show for ITV, actually. It was Soap Star Superstar. It was the first live show I'd ever done. And I was so nervous before every show, to the stage where I was literally on the phone to my agent saying, I'm not doing it. Tell them I can't do it. And we had a vocal coach. And she said, have you ever done chanting? I was like, have I? Heck, no. That's not something normal people do, is it? She was like, honestly, it's amazing. There's this chant, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and Tina Turner does it. And she put it on, and something just, it sounds a bit woo-woo, but it just clicked. And from then on, I've been doing it, and I do mention it in my book, and there's a little link to it. I had it throughout my pregnancy, and funny enough, I used to do it and listen to it when I was pregnant. And if ever Mia's having a little moment or a tantrum or a meltdown, I just hold her and hum it to her, and it calms her.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
genuinely.
my gosh, I'm going to start that
It's
today.
so good. I mean, who doesn't love Tina Turner as well?
Doesn't,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly. It is a win-win, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gemma, as always, it's so great to see you.
thank you.
The ultimate body plan for new mums, 12 weeks to finding you again.
Thank you
sounds
so
nice.
much. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.